Hello and welcome back to the second half of our high school basketball doubleheader on BPW Channel 11, featuring the WIT Invitational Tournament, Winnipeg Invitational Tournament, championship final between the Kelvin Clippers and the Tech Bach Hornets. My name is Brian Rumsey. I'll be giving you the play-by-play, and with me is my color commentator, Mr. Tim Fergus. Right now, I believe we're going to have the starting lineups for either team. If you look upon your television screen, the team to your right in the red and cherry gray, is Kelvin Clippers, and to your left in the green and white and gold are the Tech Bach Hornets.
Well, just before we get underway here, Brian, I'm really anticipating a great ball game here. So far, these teams have met twice, and they've split. I'll hold off for a second here, though, while the introductions go on.
The final of the 12th annual WIT. This evening's contest features the Kelvin Clippers.
There's our referees, Mr. Greg Shapansky on the left, Mr. Wes Trimble on the right. If you can possibly hear us throughout the course of this game, it's because of this crowd is going to be very loud tonight. Tech Bach getting to this final by beating Daniel Max 71-56, and Kelvin getting to this final by beating Brandon Vincent Massey 75-59. Kit Silversides introducing the Kelvin starting lineup.
5'4", number 31,
Alex Cruz from Tech Bach.
For Kelvin, guard forward, standing 6'4", number 10, Raimi Casero.
Raimi Casero.
For Tech Bach, in guard forward, number 40, 6'4", Dwight Wakaran.
Dwight Wakaran.
At forward for Kelvin, 6'2", number 20, Darren Gusnowski.
Darren Gusnowski.
At forward for Tech Bach, number 21, 6'1",
Kip Davidson.
At forward, 6'2", number 21 for Kelvin,
Ian Brigham.
At forward, 6'2", number 33 for the Hornets, Frank Rosenfeld.
Frank Rosenfeld starting for Tech Bach. The last players, the centers for either team, will be John Matheson and Jamie Yude.
And for the Hornets, at 6'5", forward, number 44, Jamie.
Well, Brian, we can hear the cheering and the
coaches. We'll just get to the coaches. Coaches for these teams, Kelvin, Mr. Jaime Fox, and Mr. Ken Neiman. For Tech Bach, Mr. Joe DiCurzio and Mr. Dave Schaefer. Sorry, Tim.
No problem, Brian. As I was going to say, you could already hear the cheering and the thumping of the drums for Tech Bach here. It's going to be a loud and noisy crowd, as I was alluding to earlier. These teams have met twice with a split. Tech Bach beat Kelvin in the third place final at the Westman Classic. And then Kelvin, who is undefeated in league play, defeated Tech Bach, who is 8-1 in their regular season matchup. So we've got two very competitive ball clubs here, two teams that have won one and lost one, and I'm really anticipating a great matchup. Jamie Yude, the MVP of the AAA basketball provincials last year, had set a school record yesterday with 25 rebounds. That's a heck of a lot of boards to pull down.
That's an awful lot of boards. And the game is now underway in the 12th annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. That's Kelvin in the red. Outside Jay, and it falls. Number 23, John Matheson.
All 6'5", a big John Matheson, super ball player. He's extremely big, but he likes to play the outside game. Expect a lot of scoring from him. He's been their high scorer throughout this tournament.
Ooh, there's a block there.
Well, that's something else he does extremely well. He likes to put the ball back in his opponent's face. Right now we see number 5, Kit Silverside, the point guard, the quarterback of this Kelvin High School team. Another extremely fine basketball player. Kelvin has 5 very good ball players. Tech Bach also has 5 very good ball players. And then they have another 5 that comes off the bench, and so does Kelvin.
Ooh, John Matheson wide open. Raimi Casero threw it over his head. Watching that on BPW. Won't be happy to see that play. Outside, Kip Davidson. Dwight McCarron stolen away by Kip Silversides.
I was talking a little bit earlier to Coach Jaime Fox of the Kelvin Clippers, and he feels that Kip Silversides has played extremely consistent throughout the whole year. Super ball player, really runs the game for them. And there again, we see the outside shooting capabilities of Big John Matheson.
Tell you what, when you have the biggest player on the floor shooting from outside, you know you're in for a good streak.
Well, I'll tell you something. The next biggest player on the floor is Ramey Casero of Kelvin, who's a 6'4" guard. But there we saw Jamie Yude going to the hoop, and that's what he has to do.
Great pass by Alex Cruz. Jamie Yude. Man-to-man defense by Tech Box, behind the back, Silversides drawing a foul from Alex Cruz.
The Tech Block Hornets are the defending provincial AAA basketball champions, Brian. They know how to play in pressure ball games, and we can expect one here today. Tech Block Hornets are not only defending provincial championship, they're twice defending. They're defending them 2 years in a row now.
Going for the hat trick. Oh, good block. Number 33, Frank Rosenfeld. Kip Davidson, long outside Jay. Pulled down by Silversides. Fine play. Rode off number 10, Noni Marana. Great pass inside. Oh, big block. Number 40, Dwight Baccaran. Upstairs.
Well, Dwight Baccaran came off the bench for Coach Joe DiCurzio last year, and here he is in the starting position. He's doing extremely well so far for Tech Block. Expect a big game from Dwight. He had 16 last night.
John Masson, heavy in traffic in the key call for travel ball. Noni Morano over Dwight Baccaran inside. Oh, great pass. That'll be a foul there, number 20, Darren Gosnowski.
Oh, Frank Rosenfeld, the grade 11 student who's breaking into the starting lineup for Coach Joe DiCurzio Tech Block Hornets. He's been doing an extremely fine job. Super freshman player last year.
Dwight Baccaran, Morana inside Yude. Oh, there he is. Oh, great pass.
Beautiful pass.
A little bit of intimidation already. Having a hard time. Frank Rosenfeld. I'm sure he'll settle down soon.
We also see 8 players going to the boards there. That's a lot. You can expect a very physical ball game here. There it's inside the Ramey Casero.
Keeping it alive. A little bit of an off-balance shot, that first one, but he kept it alive. Turnover, Tech Block. 4-2, Kelvin with 7 minutes. 14 seconds to go, first quarter of the WIT Championship final game.
As I mentioned earlier, Brian, Ramey Casero, 6'4", he's a guard. He played point guard when he was in grade 9 and 10. Now he's playing the off guard or the shooting guard with Kit Silverside running the offense. There's Big John Matheson again, intimidating on the defensive end and pulling down a defensive rebound.
Blocked by John Masson. Kip Silverside controlling the ball. Good behind the back. Looking over the referee for a call, not getting one. Got to keep his mind on the game though. Jamie Yude. Oh,
referee Wes Grimble calls it a foul though. John Matheson though not giving Jamie Yude anything. Ramey Casero's called for the foul. It's his second foul this early ball game.
In defense of Jamie Yude though, it's tough. You know, it looks like he shot from his hip, but he couldn't lift his arms any higher than his hip.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, last year Jamie Yude was the most valuable player at the AAA basketball provincial. He had one of the best tournaments that I've personally seen in a very, very long time. He was what they call a money man, and he did exactly that with no time left on the shot clock or on the clock, going to the foul line and taking the 2 points.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb, the competent announcer I am. It's 4-all right now, Tech Block Kelvin. High scorers are John Masson with 4 and Jamie Yude with 4. I believe it will boil down to those 2 players come 2 minutes to go in this game.
Well, when you call key matchups, Brian, I think you're exactly right there. John Matheson's a big fella for Kelvin. He likes to play outside. Jamie Yude's a big fella for Tech. He likes to play inside. You're going to see who's going to have their best game. And here's Big John. He likes to go inside as well, though.
That will go.
Well, I'll tell you something. I've seen John Matheson play a few games now, and I've never seen him as fired up as I do see him today. I've had the opportunity to talk to his father, Howard Matheson, who's a teacher over at the University of Winnipeg Collegiate, who's also involved with coaching the game of basketball for a number of years now, and he feels that this Kelvin squad could be the team to beat this year, and I'll tell you something, I'm not going to give him a lot of arguments.
That's good. John Matheson, 7 first quarter points. Kelvin Clippers 7, Tech Block Hornets 4. Both teams playing man-to-man right now.
Well, Tech Block likes that man-to-man game. They're like a Daniel McIntyre team. They hustle, they play tough. They're very aggressive. Watch for a lot of hand checking, but they'll get away with it because they're so good at it.
Good steal down the other end by Remy Casero. They're having a front and back on Jamie Yude right now. Tech Block's going to have to adjust to that. Gosnowski, oh, tough shot. Ooh, got a foul by Dwight Baccarat.
Now, Gosnowski's a 6'2" forward. He's in grade 12. Fine player.
And number 53, Steve Burke.
Does a good job on the boards, and we can see right now, Kelvin High School has a team of 6'1", 6'2", 6'4", 6'5", and 5'9" on that ball court. It's a big ball game, or a big ball team in terms of high school players.
Darren Gosnowski at the line right now. Ooh, you got to call those ones.
Right, that's like a pool game.
Got to call those ones. Tell you what, I'm glad that shot wasn't in a China shop. Big board by Matheson. The man is upstairs, and I like it. 9 points, John Matheson.
Well, Kelvin Clippers has 10 points. John Matheson has 9 of them. He's doing a super job. As I said, I've seen him play quite a few times in the past 2 years, and I've never seen him as fired up as he is. I'm telling you, Brian, you're playing Tech Block in their home gymnasium at the prestigious WIT tournament. That MVP trophy's up for grabs. The tournament championship is up for grabs. So is a matter of pride. And John Matheson wants to be up in that upper echelon of high school basketball players this year, and believe me, he is. He's a very good basketball player.
That was a great offensive board by John Matheson. Turned around, faced the basket, went up strong, faced no resistance. He's just jumping over those Tech Block players right now. I believe Coach Joe DeCurzio of Tech Block calling that timeout, may resort to a zone right now, or some sort of system of cooling off John Matheson. It's too early in the game to speculate as to what might happen, you know, as far as zone or man-to-man, but Tech Block definitely has to do something.
Well, Tech Block, as we mentioned earlier, likes to play that full court, run and gun type of game. Kelvin's a half-court kind of team, Brian. They like to bring it down to their offensive end, set it up, and let those big guys work inside and get the ball out to the other big fella, Jamie Yude, who can can him from the, John Matheson, who can can him from the outside.
Back ran over Max Tomova. Kip Davidson. Inside Yude, great power move. Jamie Yude, lovely spin inside, little jump hook.
Brian, we have no extremely tall players playing basketball this year, I think, in Manitoba. There's not a lot of 6'6" and up to 6'10" this year. But I'll tell you, those guys that are in 6'4", 6'5", man, they know how to play that inside ball game. Jamie Yude's a fine example of them.
Darren Gosnowski, power move, going up strong. Jamie Yude looking for an offensive foul, not getting it called though. I'd like to ask our viewers to stay tuned throughout the course of our telecast. Special guest appearance by Mr. Bill Wedlake, coach of University of Winnipeg Westman. Give you his fine color commentary and analysis.
Big Steve Berg, another very important part of the Tech Block offense. 6'3", coming off the bench, and he scored 2 points off on a very important offensive rebound. Expect a lot from Steve. He's had a super tournament so far. 21 points in his first game on Thursday night as they defeated EP Scarlet. There's Big Joe DeCurzio, the coach of the Tech Block Hornets.
There's the lucky yellow sweater.
He wore it last year at his provincial championship final. He's told us he'll never wash it as long as he keeps winning with it.
Coach DeCurzio not happy with that last fall on Max Tomova. Matheson, oh, tough shot.
Brian, he took it off a jumper, squared up while he was in the air. Got a tough 2-pointer.
Kelvin, 14, Tech Block 8, 4.5 minutes to go. First quarter, championship final, Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. John Matheson, 11 points. Jamie Hughes, 6.
Well, so far, Kelvin's taken away the full court game from Tech Block because they've been so hot from their own half-court game. But there's Dwight Backwin, another very important shooter for Tech Block. He's got to start firing them up.
Kip Silversides, very shifty with the ball. Great steal, Bo. Back to Silversides. Pulled down, Kip Davidson. Silversides going behind between the legs and behind the back. Anything to shift by Max Tomova.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Brian, Coach Jaime Fox believes Silversides is one of the most consistent players on his team right now. There's a block shot.
Jamie Hughes with a gimme.
Oh, Remy Casero blocking off that pass, but Jamie Hughes taking it in for 2 strong points.
I'll tell you what, that can't happen when a team's in a 2-3 zone. When the ball's deflected in the middle of the key, everybody just fell apart.
Kip Silverside taking it full length of the court this time.
Okay, let's just shoot 75% and have a great game. What do you figure?
Well, we've got a 16-12 ball game. There's not been a lot of missed shots here. I think it's going to be a high percentage shooting game, and also it's going to be a very high tempo ball game.
Ooh, Jamie Hughes looking for a foul there off the side of the backboard support.
Well, I'll tell you something, Jamie Hughes got to stop looking at the referee and just concentrate on the hoop, because his looks aren't going to convince the referee of changing a call. Wes Krimble and referee Greg Shapansky, both seasoned vets themselves. They've been in the ball game or in this refereeing game a long time, and they've also played the ball game themselves. They know what it's all about.
Silversides looking for a foul. Oh, big block by Jamie Hughes on Gavin Adsom.
Oh, Gavin Adsom, grade 11 student coming up from that strong freshman team Kelvin had last year. Coach expects a lot out of him. Excuse me, Gavin Adsom's a grade 12 student.
Inside, Darren Gusnowski. Big strong boy working down low. Backer and inside Berg, good pin. Steve Berg. Tell you what, this pace is a little bit frantic right now.
Well, 2:11 left in the ball game, 18-14 in favor of the visiting Kelvin Clippers, and I expect it to stay frantic throughout the whole ball game. Tech Block can go to its bench if it stays right. There's Kip Davidson with a steal all the way to the hoop for 2 points. But if it stays this frantic, I'm going to have to put my money on Tech Block. They've got a larger bench to go to than the Kelvin Clippers do.
Tell you what, though, John Matheson went for the block on that instead of maybe playing good defense, getting in his way. He went for the block. Davison going right over him. Good pass inside. Good pass by Remy Casero. Strong move by Darren Gusnowski.
Well, Gusnowski's having a super ball game so far inside here for the Kelvin Clippers. They've been doing extremely well getting it inside to him.
Tech Block with 7 fouls already, putting Kelvin in the bonus already. Kelvin with only 2 fouls. 18-16, Kelvin up. Darren Gusnowski at the line.
That could be something that could hurt Tech Block early here in this ball game. Already in the bonus situation with 1:36 left in the first quarter. Kelvin's at the foul line with the freebies. They keep going there. Kelvin's going to open this ball game up.
Oh, you got to call those.
That's twice Gusnowski hasn't called us. I don't think he would have won that pool game.
3 times lucky. I hope he doesn't make a living on those. Oh, double shift by Max Tomova.
Oh, beautiful passing. Oh,
block.
Matheson from behind. Matheson with a big block below. I'll tell you something. Jamie Hughes received a beautiful pass from Tomova, who I thought himself was going to go up with it. And Jamie Hughes got it into Big Steve Berg.
Background. Oh, blocked by Silversides. Jamie Hughes cleaning up. Jamie Hughes with 10 points. Score, Kelvin Clippers 20, Tech Block Hornets 18, 1 minute to go. First quarter. Remember to stay tuned after the game for the awarding of the championship trophies. Gosnowski outside. Casero flashing middle, not getting it. Inside Matheson. Matheson outside Jay. Oh, when you're hot, you're hot.
Oh, Matheson is definitely hot, but watch Jamie Casero playing on the wing side, posting up, coming out off the wing position inside to post up. He's got a much smaller person watching him, but they're not getting the ball inside them, and he's looking frustrated. Let's see how he's able to handle not getting the ball inside. It's a good shot of Coach Jaime Fox right now.
Tech Fox going for last shot. 22-18, content to go down 2. White background, 18 seconds to go. Kelvin content to stay back in that 2-3 zone. Steve Berg knocked away. Oh, Silversides. Oh, great anticipation.
Oh, Kid Silversides with a great defensive steal. He is right on top of that one.
White background, long J. Just off. Score at the end of the first quarter. Kelvin Clippers 24, Tech Rock Hornets 18. High scorers in the game. John Matheson with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 points. Darren Gosnowski with 7. Jamie Yude for Tech Rock with 10. Can't believe John Matheson has 13 points already. I don't believe he's missed a shot.
Right, 13 points in the first quarter, and something just as important, he's got 4 rebounds and 3 block shots as we get a good shot of the crowd here. It's a full gymnasium, but Johnny Matheson's been having a super ball game here so far. He continues to keep that up. They're going to be very hard to beat.
Both coaches have to be pleased with the effort in the first quarter, though. The shooting percentages are unbelievably high. It'll just be a question of which team cools off first. There's the Tech Block cheerleaders enjoying this fine game on VPW Channel 11. Remember to catch these games and also the continuing games in the high school series. Next game, Glen Lawn Lions, Fort Richmond Centurions.
That's right, at the Fort Richmond Centurions Gymnasium. And you know, they're always tough to play there. Fort Richmond is just hovering around that 9th and 10th spot right now within the top 10. They want a big game and they're going to have to do well.
And right in front of us, Kip Silversides, hawked by number 4, Max Tomova. Greg Shapansky, the referee.
Max Tomova is doing a super job staying right in Kid Silverside's shorts, not giving him anything.
I like Coach Fox's philosophy right now with John Matheson playing outside.
Well, that's where he plays, Brian. He doesn't play inside a lot. He's a big guy, 6'5", but he likes the perimeter game.
Casero behind the back, looking inside. Bounce back, Matheson. Oh, triple teamed in there. Casero with the ball. Ooh, a little bit short. Kept it alive. Oh, Gavin Adamson. Ball over the back. Unfortunate ball.
Well, John Matheson was triple teamed, as you called it there, Brian, having a lot of problems trying to handle that ball. They've got to look back outside when the defense collapses on him. He has to look back outside for Ramey Casero, who is standing there waiting for that ball.
Inside, Steve Berg. Jamie Yu, great board. Just off, Berg. Berg again. Oh. Berg and Jamie Ute playing Alphonse and Gaston.
Well, Steve Berg has 3 offensive rebounds so far in this early first minute of the second quarter. He subbed in halfway through the first. He's been doing a super job here for Tech.
A little bit strong, Jamie Ute. Jamie Ute doing a great job of getting one hand on the ball. Gavin Adamson. Steve Berg called for a foul. The reason why Steve Berg was called for that foul is if we would have replays, you would watch him slap at the ball instead of going straight up. The referee will always call a foul on a player that slaps instead of jumps vertically.
Well, Adamson had a good quick breakaway there to Silverside with the quick look down and got him to the ball.
Good coaching. That's good coaching by Fox and Neiman. Looking for that quick outlet every time. Catch a team napping when it desponded upon the offensive end. Get a quick break, get a 2. Ooh. Backboard must have moved on that one.
Just a little bit.
24-20, 9 minutes to go, second quarter. Cross court, backhand, Berg. White backhand over to Jamie Hughes. Great pass, Steve Berg. Oh, he got Matheson in the air.
Steve Berg is just doing a super job inside there. Jamie Hughes playing the high post when the ball goes into him. Immediately he looks for Steve Berg, and I'm telling you something, Steve Berg is flashing just wonderfully. He's wide open. There's no defensive pressure on him whatsoever. He in-turns and he's able to go up. It's a tough hoop. One head fake and he's there.
I'll share the plaudits here with Coach DeCurzio, Coach Schaefer. Boy, I'll tell you what, Tech Bach worked hard for that. Move the ball around. Move the ball around while looking inside.
Well, Jamie Hughes pulling down that rebound. Ramey Casero thought that Jamie Hughes was over the back, and I'll tend to agree with them on that call. Jamie Hughes going up strong, but let's face it, Ramey Casero's a big 6'4" guy himself.
Jamie Hughes, if our viewers notice, Jamie Hughes is very adept at using a one-handed rebound technique where he taps the ball to himself and maintains possession. He can't go up high enough and capture the ball with two hands, but he taps it to himself. Great instinct and techniques for a high school player. You can't teach that to a player.
Well, if you watch him from the foul line, he's also a fine foul shooter. Jamie Hughes is vastly improved over last year, and I thought he was a very good player last year.
24 all, 8.5 minutes to go. Tech Bach crawling back in this game. Kelvin losing a little bit of their composure right now. Long outside. Oy. That had snow on it.
Matheson from way out.
Well, John Matheson missed a shot, so we know he's human. John Matheson, I believe, 15 points already. Jamie Hughes. Ooh, blocked by Matheson. There's another question there. John Matheson following through on the block. Clean block, following through with the body.
Now Jamie Hughes with a bit of a fancy drive, using his body quite well to block off John Matheson, and that's exactly what happened.
Is that about a good free throw shooter? 4 for 5 is good in my books.
That's pretty decent.
Jamie Hughes with 13 points.
Now Steve Berg, the big fella for Tech Bach, is playing in front of that full court pressure. It's very interesting. Tech Bach can do that. As I said, they like to play the full court game. They like to pressure full court defensively. They got the big fella Steve Berg on the man inbounding the ball with the two smaller guards out on the wings to pick off anything up. And then again, Jamie Hughes and back there just in case they do happen to get the long pass. They've got a big team themselves. They're able to run full court, and they have substitutes that can come on in off the bench and get in some fresh players.
Enjoy this game in the comfort of your home every Sunday morning and Wednesday afternoon on BPW Channel 11. There's There's the Hornet.
There's the Hornet.
Who is that masked Hornet?
I don't know. But it's great, Brian. I'm telling you, I was able to participate in high school athletics myself, and I've always loved them. It's a great opportunity for young students to get involved with the program and get excited about something. And when they have very exceptional coaches as they do here, and any type of coach that goes out and puts the effort into Joe DeCurzio and Dave Schaefer for Tech Bach and Ken Neiman and Amy Fox does for Kelvin, it's a very good benefit for those young high school students. And then you see all the fans out here. It's just super. We got a packed house here.
Remember, if you have any comments or suggestions for this game, contact Mr. Jim McGregor at BPW or Mr. Tim Fergus or the executive director himself, the Round Mound, Mr. Morris Glimsher, Manitoba High Schools Athletic Association.
Sure, take the shot when he's not here.
Jamie Hughes for two.
Oh, Tech Bach just went ahead, 27-26 for the first time in this ball game.
Believe me, the garbage cans are out in force here. It is loud here.
There's that full court pressure.
Kozlowski, tough shot.
Oh, Kozlowski going off the wing position, straight to the hoop. Steve Berg called with the foul. He doesn't agree with it, but I'll agree with referee Wes Trimble. Wisniewski, good power move to the hoop.
Remember I told you earlier the fouls were 7-2 in favor of Tech Block. They're now 7-all. Well, make that 8-7 now. I'm sure Tech Block's just picked up that 8th one. Darren Wisniewski.
Wisniewski unable to hit it.
Has to shoot it off the backboard, I guess.
Let's see if he does.
Well, we'll see.
Well, it went off the backboard, but it didn't drop.
Kip Davidson, whoa, top shot.
That's what they call it. And right backward with the rebound.
Reverse layup, right back around. Silversides has to get things under control here.
Well, the full court pressure in the running game of Tech Block has really taken adverse effect on Coach Jaime Fox. Kelvin Clippers, the Clippers came out smoking, but they've sure slowed down.
Oh,
good
great
pass inside. Oh, Wisniewski unable to can it. Matheson with the save goal. Matheson with a very important defensive rebound, getting it out to Kid Silverside.
John Matheson outside. Over to Ian Brigham. Ooh, kept alive by Silverside. Oh, great board by Matheson.
Oh, Matheson unable to capitalize on that, but backward calls for the foul. Matheson going to those boards, Brian, like a bat out of, you know where.
Heck. John Matheson's playing upstairs.
Well, he's got 3 offensive rebounds, 2 defensive rebounds so far in this ball game. He's doing a super job on the board. He also has 4 block shots. Never mind is how many points?
John Matheson, 16 points scored.
And that's with 6:25 left in the second quarter.
When he's finally missed one, the man is human. Oh, we're going to call a lane violation.
Second opportunity here. I'll tell you something, Brian, there's quite often you'll talk to people and you'll see Kelvin play. You'll say that they're not a very inspirational team or that they don't get up the ball game. But that's not what I'm seeing here today. I'm seeing Ramey Casero excited about what's going on, clapping hands. what's Dwight Backward doing down there? John Matheson getting excited too. Oh, again Dwight Backward looked in early, but Matheson didn't make a second mistake.
29-28, 6.5 minutes to go. Second quarter, Winnipeg Invitational Championship Final. Crosstown rivals, Tech Block Hornets, Kelvin Clippers. And it is loud here. Kip Davidson for 2.
Tech Block has beautiful ball control and ball movement.
Boy, that's called rotating the ball.
Absolutely. That's what every coach wants to see their team do. Move that ball, rotate it, get the open man when he's cutting through off the offside pick. Kid Silverside's having some problems.
Technical ball, there it is. There it is. You can see it coming. If you saw Kip Silversides, he went right after referee Greg Shapansky.
Well, Kid Silverside was definitely pressured when he was trying to bring the ball out of his own end zone. He had the problem, threw the ball away. Tech Block turning around and capitalizing on that. But Kelvin is hot now. They don't believe the calls that are going against them.
White back around.
Good. Dwight Backward with a funny foul shot, but it goes down.
Tech Block retains possession of the ball.
Who's the player that used to play for the LA Lakers that used to shoot from it? Jamal Wilkes. That's a Jamal Wilkes shot there.
It could be anyone as long as it goes in. Tech Block jumping to a 6-point lead now. Inside, oh, off Berg's hands.
Oh,
no.
Referee Wes Grimble calls it otherwise, though. 6-point ball game right now in favor of the Tech Block Hornet.
Kelvin a little bit disorganized right now. They lost a lot of their composure. They need a good strong hoop or a good play to get them back on their feet again. Jamie Ude, oh, you can't let him have a layup.
Well, I was just saying, Brian, I thought Jamie Ude was a very efficient ball player last year, one of the best inside players, but he's really completing his ball game now. He's doing a fine job outside as we saw in that drive. There's Ramey Casero who has to start scoring. He's a big 6'4" guy. I think that's his first 2 points.
Ramy Casero with 2. Jamie Yude with 17 right now. Game high score. Tech Bach 36, Kelvin 30. And boy, this game is cooking. Oh, great move by Steve Berg.
I'm telling you, there's another vastly improved player, Steve Berg. Steve Berg came off the bench last year for Tech Bach, gave them a good 6-man, but this year, man, he's doing a super job down low. He's really learned how to play that game.
Dan Kozlowski's checking into the game now. Kelvin, Kip Davidson outside Jay. Great board by Silversides. There's a foul by Dwight Baccarin, being a little bit overzealous. Hopefully now, with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, hopefully Coach Bill Wedlake of the Winnipeg Westmen can join us.
Well, I see Bill up in the stands there, trying for some eye contact. Hopefully we'll get him down here pretty soon. Well, he looks pretty interested in this ball game, though. I mean, it's 36-30 in favor of Tech Bach. I can see why he hasn't looked over to the stands yet.
Kip Silversides just off with that one. Well, Coach Wedlake has joined us. We'll see if he's on the air right now. 36-30 inside. Kip Davidson, strong move, gets the roll.
Tech Bach doing exactly what they can do, move that ball, full court offense, full court defense. There's the defensive aspect of it. Kamova coming back and knocking the ball out of Brigham's hands.
Taken away by Frank Rosenfeld. Well, Coach Wedlake has now joined us, and I wonder if we can possibly get him on the air. We'll see if his mic's on right now. Doesn't appear to be working right now.
Well, Coach Wedlake, what do you think of this ball game so far?
Well, what we have so far, I think, is Tech Bach playing a very, very physical brand of defense. The game started off pretty slow, I think, in Kelvin's favor. The pace was fairly tentative, and they moved the ball around and were able to get the ball to their, I think, to John Matheson especially. But maybe about halfway through that first quarter, Tech Bach all of a sudden came with their full court pressure, physical defense, and it's really taken, I think, Kelvin out of their game. One of the factors that has to be looked at is that we have Ramy Casero, I do believe, right now with 3:58 remaining in the half with only 2 points. And Kelvin's going to need him, I think, to make a big contribution in the second half if they're going to get back into this game.
Well, were you listening to us up there, Bill? That's exactly what we had just finished saying.
Well, not really.
You came back, and I'm glad we're seeing the ball game the same way, because it would have been awful if you would have sat down here and started saying something completely different.
I think another factor, too, is that the style of officiating is allowing the Tech Bach guards to play that very physical brand of full court pressure defense.
That's exactly right. I was talking
Kit Silversides is, I think, under an extreme amount of pressure, and I guess in a tighter officiated game, it might be him going to the foul line, but what we have is a lot of turnovers and a lot of very tough offense, because Kelvin really can't get into their half-court offense because of the extreme pressure.
I said at the top of the game that Jamie Yude and John Matheson would be key figures. Both of them right now have 17 points. I said, you know, with 2 minutes to go, both of them would be playing a key role.
Well, you're exactly right, Brian. That's what's happening. They are playing the key role. There's Jamie Yude with a wonderful drive along the baseline for 2 more points.
40-31, Tech Bach Hornets, 3.5 minutes to go, second quarter.
But Bill, you were exactly right with the type of ball game that's being allowed by the referees. That's one of the things Coach Ken Couchman and Daniel McIntyre Maroons had to say yesterday with Tech Bach here in the gymnasium. Seem to get the kinds of officials that they need in order to play that aggressive game. I'm not saying that they request those officials, but for whatever reason, they seem to allow them to play that type of brand of game.
Sometimes the officials get swept up in the emotion of the game. We have Tech Bach playing in their home court. We have their fans really supporting the team. We have garbage cans in the air. You can see them now. You know, and the officials become, I think, get swept up in the emotion of the game too, and the flow, and they're to a certain extent spectators having a great time trying to officiate the game, but definitely to Tech Bach's advantage. I think the other thing that's interesting is that Tech Bach, obviously their game plan on offense is to get the ball inside. Jamie Yude and Steve Berg have been able to operate fairly effectively inside. They've not only scored, but they've also drawn fouls. We have John Matheson with 3 as he approaches the end of the first half, and that could be a factor later on in the fourth quarter.
40-31, 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Dan Gosnowski at the line to shoot a bonus. Gets the roll.
That's not Gosnowski, Brian. It's number 13 for Kelvin. Oh, you're right. Excuse me.
Off the backboard. Ramey Casero with that. Steve Berg not blocking out very well. Back to Silver Sides. John Matheson outside J, 2. John Matheson with his second bucket of the second quarter. Gives John, I believe, 19 points right now. Jamie Ude also has 19.
Well, Matheson's been doing a job on the offensive rebounds. He's got 4 of them so far. 3 defensive rebounds. He's been doing a super job for Kelvin where it's necessary, and that's around the boards.
Jamie Ude playing outside right now. Kip Davidson, Tomova. Tech-Bach going with a larger team right now. Matheson, good board. Kip Davidson called for a reaching foul there.
Very spirited play by John Matheson the last 2 or 3 minutes, and that's something that's really necessary. He's done a good job in the last couple of possessions defending on the inside, keeping Steve Berg out of position to score, and at that moment they're grabbing a very strong defensive rebound and being fouled.
Well, we were mentioning that a little bit earlier, that I've seen John play now in about 3 or 4 games, and I've never seen him as fired up as I've seen him here today, this evening, or this morning. He's been doing a fantastic job. Intensity's there, and he's been playing both ends of the court. A mainstay on the defensive end, blocking shots and pulling down the defensive rebound, and doing a fine job from the outside shooting position.
Tell you what, 20 points is a good night's work. 21 points.
And he's not even halfway through yet.
2 minutes to go, second quarter, championship final. Tech-Bach 40, Kelvin 36. Kelvin seems to have regained some of that composure they'd lost earlier. Inside, Berg, great pass, Tomova. Max Tomova, his first 2 of the game. Very unselfish play by Tech-Bach. Rotating the ball well.
I'm sorry, Brian, I was going to say, once again, the interesting thing here is with Vincent Massey in the first game, Tech-Bach has a lot of young players on their team, and a lot of players that returned from last year's provincial championship team. They know how to handle pressure. They've been in all sorts of pressure situations before. They're doing an extreme job applying their own brand of pressure, and that's the Hornet pressure.
Max Tomova doing a great job on Kip Silversides right now. Jamie Ude. Kip Davidson to Ude. There's Berg inside.
Steve Berg has really developed that turnaround jump hook shot. He's done it the last 3 times that he scored, and he's done a super job with it. Keeping the ball up high, preventing the defensive player from getting a hand on him.
Steve Berg for a brace now, double figures. He has 10. Oh, wow. Long outside, Jay. Great board, Gosnowski. Dan Gosnowski. I believe that was almost the first shot. John Masson's missed from the outside. 1 minute to go. Tech-Bach 44. Kelvin 38. Jamie Ude looking over to Coach DiCurzio. I believe they're going to go for 1 shot.
.41 seconds left in this ball game. 38-44. Tech-Bach is playing a stall position type of ball game right now, forcing Kelvin to come out.
Going for last shot. Tomova to Ude. Kelvin into a man-to-man defense right now. Rosenfeld, oh, looking for Berg. Turnaround.
Once again, there's that shot by
Ude.
Steve Berg.
Oh, and he gets the roll.
Crashing those offensive rebounds. Doing a fine job on those rebounds, isn't he, Bill?
I think that's got to be one of the positive things Joe DiCurzio will refer to at halftime is the play of Steve Berg. He is a very physical player, usually noted for playing very strong defense, rebounding, but he's been able to score in this half. That's got to be a plus for the Hornets.
As well as Jamie Ude, though. Jamie Ude's crashing those boards. When you have those 2 big guys crashing the boards, Ude and Berg, it's tough to beat. Kelvin's just not boxing out on the defensive end right now. They're down 10 points at the halftime.
Remember to stay tuned for the second half. We'll have us and special commentary by Coach Wedlake. Halftime, we have Tech-Bach Hornets 46, Kelvin Clippers 38. High scorers, Jamie Ude with 21, John Matheson with 21. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the 12th annual Winnipeg Invitational Championship Final. With Tech Bach Hornets on top, 46-38 over the Kelvin Clippers. A little bit of an update. Top scorers in the game for Tech Bach, Jamie Yude with 21. For Kelvin, John Masson with 21. It was a big second quarter by Tech Bach. 28 points to 14 for Kelvin, which put him up 8 points at halftime. On the screen, we see Mr. Bob Follis.
Has been given to the Tech Bach players best displayed the qualities of effort, determination, and leadership for the WIT tournament.
Right now they're presenting a trophy. I don't know if you can hear Mr. Rick Bender speaking. It's a trophy award to a Tech Bach player who obviously is the most sportsmanlike. The winner is number 40, Dwight Baccarat. I believe this is as voted by his peers and the coaching staff. This is an annual award. There's Dwight Baccarat. That's Mr. Rick Bender.
We'd like to congratulate Dwight as well as Mr. Bender of Brandon, Manitoba, the winner of the Athletes Wear Small and 100 basketball. And we'd like to thank Athletes Wear who donated all the prizes for the WIT and everyone who bought WIT tournament passes. Thank you for supporting WIT.
46-38. There's Coach DeCosio, pardon me, I can't even say your name, Joe, with his lucky yellow sweater.
Brian, that was the Robert Pesklovich Award that was awarded to Dwight Baccarat. He was a player that was a member of the Tech Bach Hornets when he attended Tech Bach here. Unfortunately, he died playing basketball in a very unfortunate accident. And Tech Bach then made it a memorial award awarded to Tech Bach's most sportsmanlike player.
It's Ramey Casiro with that steal. Kip Silversides. Ian Brigham silent so far in this game. Oh, great steal by Davidson. Great hands. Great hands by Ramey Casiro. Great camera work down at that end.
Well, two extremely quick people there. Kip Davidson with a steal on his end, and then Ramey Casiro with his own steal.
Dwight Baccarat in short. Off Jamie Yude's hands. Kelvin ball. Kelvin needs a few points here to get right back into this game.
Oh, 8-point ball game, 9:25. Gone only here in this early, or left early in the second half.
Casiro inside, ooh.
There's Casiro, what he's been trying to do all through the first half is come off the wing, across from the weak side over to the strong side. He's being watched by a smaller man, and finally they got the ball to him. He only has 4 points though right now.
Ramey Casiro has to score more than 4 points for Kelvin to be on the top end of this score. Frank Rosenfeld inside, Baccarat, turn on Jay, and he gets the roll. Silversides, marked by Alex Cruz. Over to Guzanowski. Passes up a shot. John Matheson. Marked outside. Jamie Yude. Casiro. Oh, Silverside's posting up Alex Cruz now. Casiro bored by Guzanowski off his hand. Off Silverside's hands. Kip Davidson. Looks to me first time down. I wouldn't want to say it's a cast in stone, but Kip Silverside's posting up on Alex Cruz. Big height difference there. Inside, Jamie Yude.
Oh,
left-handed.
Nice shot by Jamie Yude as he has trouble getting it off with his right. Moves it over to his left, and there's that full court pressure by Tech Bach again. Kelvin easily getting over the half court line though this time.
50-40, 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Ian Brigham takes a free one. Ooh, line drive.
Brigham with his first 2 points of the ball game. Nice shot by Brigham. The defensive player was moved off of him. He stood up and took that shot.
Jamie Yude in traffic. Rosenfeld kept it alive. Baccarat. Dwight Baccarin with 9 points.
Dwight Baccarin's also played a very important part in this total ball game here for Tech Block.
52-42. Silversides inside Casiro. Knocked away. Davidson. Great hustle, Silversides. Looking for Casiro.
Oh, nice pass by Casiro back to Silverside, but the ball is bounced out of bounds. Nice try by Remy Casiro. I'm telling you, Brian, Remy Casiro has a lot of potential. He's a very good ball player. Sometimes he seems to take himself out of the ball game when he does not start scoring early, though. He's got to be able to keep an even tempo. But lots of talent.
Kip Davidson looking inside, going to the hoop, losing control of the ball, though. Good defense by Remy Casiro. Darren Gosnowski, Kip Silversides. Tech Block in a man-to-man defense right now. Silversides over Alex Cruz.
Nice shot by Kid Silverside. Once again, made the move in order to create some space for himself. Alex Cruz taking a step back when he thought Silversides was going to drive. Silversides pulled up with a nice jumper.
Jamie Hughes pins well inside. Great pass. Oh, stolen away by Silverside.
Nice, tough pass inside. Jamie Hughes had two guys on him from this angle. Big Steve Berg, I see he's going to be coming in off the bench. Back to an 8-point ball game, 6 minutes and 9 seconds left.
Tough shot.
Jamie Hughes with another defensive board.
Casiro's not shooting the ball, he's laying it up. He's got to get back in this game now.
Oh, there's a nice steal by Kid Silverside. Alex Cruz with a good hustle. Silverside using his body to shield the ball from Alex Cruz, and did a fine job going to that hoop. Tough hoop to make, and he concentrated all the way and went in for two.
Great bucket. Great anticipation by Silversides. Steve Berg, Max DeMolva in the game for Tech Block. Tech Block up 52-46. 5:46 left, third quarter. Remember to stay tuned for the awarding of the championship trophy and All-Star Awards. Silversides with a chance to complete three-point play. Short, pulled down, Steve Berg, right in the game.
The big board. Kelvin's in a man-to-man. Tough man-to-man, not a lot of space there for Tech Block to work.
Oh.
Steve Berg had the right idea. He had nowhere to go with that ball, looking outside, but Baccarin was going to the hoop. He thought Berg was going to go up for two.
Silverside's backing in on Cruz. Ian Brigham's got to look for the hoop. Casiro, John Masson silent so far in this third quarter. I don't believe he's touched the ball.
There we go.
There he's touched it. Ooh, line drive again.
Oh, Gosnowski with a beautiful hoop. Nice weight. He pulls up strong for the offensive rebound. He's in a tree there, or in a pile of trees there. Gives a little head fake, goes back up, and he's got the 2 points.
Darren Gosnowski with 9 points, 52-48. Tech Block in a bit of a drought here.
Casiro called for the foul as Jamie Hughes tries to go to the hoop.
Number 10, Remy Casiro, team first in the half.
Don't believe it's a shooting foul. No, it's not. Referee Greg Shapansky will hand the ball to Jamie Hughes.
Max Tomova setting it up. Coach DiCurzio, set it up, guys. They get that rotation to be very, very effective inside. You see the picks inside now.
Baccarin with a nice touch from outside.
Right Baccarin, 11 points.
Got an unorthodox shot, but watch number 4, Max Tomova, use the hands and the shoulders.
In and out.
Kip Silverside tries to bring the ball up. Oh, nice block by the big fella, Remy Casiro.
Kelvin can't seem to get a break right now. Baccarin out to Hughes. As I was saying before, if Tech Bach takes her time and gets that rotation going. Watch the pick, the big man pick across in the middle of the key. Coach Fox yelling moving pick, and I tend to agree with him sometimes.
Oh!
Give Davidson for double figures. 56-48.
They're back to an 8-point ball game.
Tech Bach spreading the scoring out with 4 players in double figures right now. Great
Beautiful
pass.
inside. Oh, great pass. Great move by Kit Silverside. He engineered the whole thing. He beat Max Tomova with a nice spin dribble. Steve Berg had to come out, and there we had Brigham. 2 easy points inside. Beautiful move by Kit Silverside. Backward's found the touch, Brian. He's looking for those ones every time now.
Right backer, and the man's warm. Tell you what, Silverside has to work very hard here. He's not getting a lot of help from the offside player. Whoever the offside player is, they have to call for the ball, and they have a 4-on-3 situation. Kelvin not realizing that. Silverside's inside.
Tough move by John Matheson. But you're right, Brian. Kelvin is not moving. There's no motion with their offense right now. The weak side is not coming across to help out when John Matheson has the ball up high. They need that motion. Now watch Tech Bach. Watch them move. Watch the players move. There's Steve Berg coming across.
Steve Berg, good board inside. I hope that is not Matheson. Darren Guzkowski picking up his second. See referee Wes Krimble talking to the players. Things are getting a little bit hot down there.
It's getting very hot right now. I'll tell you something, there's no love lost between these two teams.
Steve Berg mixing the first, 58-52, 2:28 left, third quarter. John Matheson upstairs on that one. Kelvin not wanting to run the ball at all. Watch this double team come up. There it is, finally.
Nice pass by Guzkowski. Got to have somebody open there, Kit.
Matheson will take that one. John Matheson shoot the ball. 25 points, John Matheson.
He's a great outside shooter for a 6'5" guy.
4-point game, 2 minutes left, third quarter. Inside, Steve Berg. Drop step. Oh, great hustle by Silverside. He has easily 5 steals in this game.
Oh, Kelvin's obviously a half-court ball team right now, and they're doing it on both ends, though. They're doing a fine job on the defensive end. Then they're going to work for a good shot here. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's Brigham wide open. Casero with a nice spin move. Can't get it to drop, though. Following his own rebound. Casero can't believe the call, but referee Wes Krimble was right there, Brian.
Has some good moves, just not finishing off. A little bit of polish. Kelvin, man-to-man defense. Watch for that pick across. There's Ute inside. Turn around Jay. Berg on the other side. Oh, great board by Silverside. Man's doing it all.
The smallest guy on the floor comes down with that defensive rebound. I think that's only because everybody was jumping up above the rim that time.
Look, no movement by Kelvin.
Oh. Lots of hand checking by both teams. This time Coach Joe DeCurzia stands up. You got nothing to complain about, buddy, because it's going both ways right now.
Oh, tough shot. Great hustle by Ramey Casero.
Both coaches can't believe what's going on here. Max Tomova makes the hand check. Right back comes Kid Silverside. He makes the hand check, and both coaches are standing up.
Great pass.
Steve Berg with the big rebound. Steve Berg has 5 defensive rebounds and 3 offensive rebounds right now.
One shot. 42 seconds to go. Let's see if Tech brings it right down to 5. Almost Silverside's almost for another steal. 58-54. Kip Davidson back outside. Max Tomova. Oh, cardinal sin. Cardinal sin. 3-second call on, I believe, Dwight Baccarat.
Coach Joe DeCurzio, we just had a good shot of Coach Joe DeCurzio, and he couldn't believe it himself as he's still holding his head.
Look at the double team. Look at this.
Johnny Matheson has to move with his man when he's moving along there. Give him somebody to pitch out to. Max Tomoldo with the great defense.
Neither team wants the ball. Score at the end of the third quarter. Tech Block Hornets 60, Kelvin Clippers 54. High scorers right now. John Matheson with 25 points. Jamie Yude with 23.
Obviously, Brian, as I mentioned earlier, there's been no love lost or gained between these two teams in this ballgame. It's been extremely aggressive, and I'd have to say, because of that, it's gone to Tech Block's favor. They've been able to make the greater number of substitutions. They've also been able to play the full court ball game. I'm not saying Kelvin can't play the full court ball game, but they prefer to play the half court ball game. They like to work it. They like to be able to bring it up, set it up, and get it to the big guy on the outside, Johnny Matheson, or get Ramey Casero coming across.
It almost looks like Kelvin lost a little bit of emotion in that third quarter.
Well, I don't know if they lost the emotion. They were down 8 when they came into the half. They're now down 6. They were within 4 at one point in time. Kelvin's just got to get it back inside. John Matheson has got to help when he gets the ball. Look for the shot. When it's not there, put it back outside, inside to Ramey Casero, to Brigham, who's been doing a fine job, and Gisnowski, who's been extremely tough. But when you got big Steve Bergen there and Jamie Yude, it's pretty tough to move it inside. But there's that full court pressure, and there's a lot. I don't agree with that call, Brian. There's been a lot of pushing and bumping in there. Referee Greg Shabansky's allowing this to get away.
I'll tell you what, if Kelvin has a chance to see this on TV, whoever the fifth player is, they should watch to see what they're not doing. Kip Silverside is constantly double teamed. No one's relieving the pressure. Oh, great steal again, Silverside's.
Just pulled it right out of Big Steve Berg's arms.
The man's a bandit, and I like it. Just got to relieve that pressure. Gisnowski has to look to the hoop, finally.
Oh,
good
John
board,
Matheson.
John Matheson.
Oh, great board by John Matheson. John Matheson has 7 boards, Brian, and 3 of those are on the offensive end.
58, oh, the wrong score up there. It should be 60-56. Kip Davidson.
Nice back out. Steve Berg gets the ball. Oh, and who has it? Max Tomoldo with the ball.
Got to get those little guys out of there.
Baccarin from the top of the key again.
Dwight Baccarin talking 15 points. Silverside's replying for 2. Kid Silverside's with 11.
Kid Silverside is being watched from one end of the court to the other by Max Tomoldo, but when he does get the opportunity to break, no one helps size on him. So he takes the easy jumper inside.
Tomoldo to Yude. Good look. Good move. Oh, good board. Casero, there he is. Great pass. Great job. Very unselfish by Kelvin Clippers. Ramey Casero, great outlet pass. Off a great board.
Great outlet by Casero. Nice board by Casero. And once again, Kid Silverside running the full length of the floor.
62-60.
Oh, blocked by Casero again.
Casero getting fired up here. Tomoldo pulled down Silverside's. Silverside's done it all to me.
Once again, there's the full court pressure, but the Kelvin players aren't looking to see what's going on.
There's that double team.
Nice pass.
To Ramey Casero.
Ramey Casero's just tied this ball game up. 7 minutes and 33 seconds. We've got a timeout, and the score is 62-all. But as we're saying, Brian, Kip Silverside is being full court pressured as soon as he gets the ball by Max Tomoldo, who's doing a super job. But once Kid Silversides gets over the half-court line, the Kelvin players have to start looking to make some sort of movement because the double team is coming up. They're not looking for that. There's obviously got to be one person open. The Kid Silversides can only do so much with 2 people on them.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in Kid Silverside's body tomorrow because it's going to be awfully sore.
You probably wouldn't fit in it either, Brian.
My feet are one size bigger maybe, but we're about the same height.
There's a shot of the Kildonan East cheerleaders. Saying they're number 1. That's the Reavers they're pointing at.
All I want to know is where are the Reavers?
Well, just to mention the Reavers, as we saw last weekend, Kildonan East Reavers, the big upset over Mennonite Brethren Hawks. Super ball game. I'll tell you something, Ross Wedlick had his fellows fired up. Those guys came out, played super basketball. Coach Kenny Apolko of the Mennonite Brethren Hawks said, hey, I don't think we've ever shot the ball so little in the time that I've been here. The Mennonite Brethren Hawks have been likened to the Las Vegas or the Nevada Las Vegas running Rebels. They were not running in that game though.
It's a good shot of Max Tomova. Looking pretty calm for a championship final.
Well, 62 all, Brian. 7:30 left, and what did I say? It's going to be a barn burner.
Tell you what, Jamie Yu and John Matheson, make me a profit. Come on, you guys, come through for me.
Well, I think they have so far, Brian. 25 and 23. That's not too bad.
I'm disappointed. They're on 50 courses, though. Kip Davidson fighting inside.
Call away from the ball.
Tough call. All I saw was Kelvin players
all over that rebound.
Tough call. Tough call.
Now, Dwight Baccarin is being talked to right now by referee Greg Shapansky, and well, he should be. After Ian Brigham got called for that call, he came up and slapped his hands or clapped his hands in front of Brigham's face.
Not good to rile up your opposition in a tie game. Jamie Yu going strong.
Especially,
whoa!
Got the big block shot. What? Kid Silverside is called a barley sandwich there, and the ball is still in his position though.
John Matheson threw it away. Darren Gosnowski with the great defensive play. This game's boiling down. 2 weeks ago we saw an overtime game. Westwood and John Taylor. Great game by John Taylor winning that game, the Daniel McIntyre Invitational Tournament. VPW was there.
VPW was there, that's right there where high school athletics is. VPW has been doing the job for the past number of years. And once again, our hats should go off to VPW and their fine crew.
If we don't have hats on, should we just say thanks?
Okay, how about thanks?
Okay, thanks. Thanks for being you. Kid Silversides over to John Matheson. Oh, you got a hand on that one.
Jamie Yu getting that big right hand up there, blocking John Matheson.
62 all, no one scored in the last 2 minutes. Max Tomova outside. Kelvin man-to-man defense right now. Baccarin. Oh, Matheson almost fell for a foul there.
This is a ball game, Brian. I don't know whether it's basketball or football out there right now.
Shove a ball. Good call. All you armchair referees can agree with referee Wes Grimble on that one.
You know, Brian, in all fairness, though, the ball game might be very aggressive, but the referees have called it very evenly throughout the ball game. They're not making a lot of switches. They've been calling it one way throughout the whole game.
John Matheson. Great pass by Darren Gosnowski. John Matheson.
With the pump fake going up there.
29.
5:51, 64-62 in front of, Kelvin in front of the Tech Bog Hornets. We are in the middle of almost the end now of a very exciting basketball game.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Ute has 2 points in the second half in 15 minutes. Kip Davidson.
Oh, Max Tomova with the steal. That's Gosnowski throwing the ball inbound.
Back around.
Oh, Big Ramey. Oh, Brian, the steal by Max Tomova. Taking it right away from Gosnowski.
64 all. Ooh, behind the back. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Don't leave, we're not. Ian Brigham. Of course, that was pretty smart. Where are we going to go? Ramey Casero. Kip Silversides. Brigham looking for the hoop. Strong move inside. Ian Brigham.
Great drive by Brigham. Kelvin.
66-64. White background. Over to Max Tomova. Kip Davidson with
Oh,
a
super drive by Kip Davidson. Tech Bach and Kelvin have just been putting on an offensive display here in the second quarter, or excuse me, second half.
Kip Davidson, 14 points, 66 all, 4.5 minutes to go. Somebody's going to want to win it or someone's going to want to lose it. John Matheson back to Casero. Casero playing with fire.
Oh, no call.
No
Max
call.
Tomova, and again. Oh, John Matheson with the
Great hustle.
With the block there.
Great hustle.
Oh, there's a lot of action going out there right now, Brian. That ball is just being picked off by everybody.
I hope our camera people have gravel because, boy, are they spinning. Tomova over to Davidson.
Davidson hit from the outside with a very important basket. He's been the man in the second half here for Tech Bach. Oh, there's Max Tomova with another steal.
Jamie Ude. Just to the ball.
Max Tomova has just been all over Kip Davidson.
68-66, 3.5 minutes to go. Hopefully we'll have Coach Bill Wedlake with us before the end of this game. Tell you what, the crowd's picking up too. Oh, great hustle, Guznovsky. Oh, Ude blows a layup. Steve Berg.
Well, he blew a layup. He blew a layup because John Matheson had a hand there.
Timeout, I believe, called by Tech Bach.
We'll get Bill Wedlake here for 1 second and see what he feels about the second half of this ball game.
68.
Thanks, Tim. Well, it seems like I only show up when it gets exciting. While it's dull, I'll leave you guys talk about it. And certainly, pace of the game has picked up. Kelvin's made a good comeback in this half. I think that what we're going to see right now is maybe the depth of Tech Bach being a bit of a factor, because Kelvin has basically gone with 5 players for the majority of the game, for I think the complete game so far. And the pressure of Tech Bach may start to take a bit of an effect down the end, but you never know, because the Kelvin players, at least I think, are comfortable playing the 5 of them. They realize they have to go out and play the complete 40 minutes. I do believe they did that last night against Brandon Vincent Massey. They played only 5 players for the complete game. But we'll see how much of an effect the pressure defense has in the last 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Your comment about depth is interesting. Right now, Tech Bach has 4 players in double figures. Kelvin only has 2. High scorer John Matheson is 29, but you can't expect one player to carry your team. Next highest scorer, Kit Silversides, with 11.
Especially when the game is going to end up in the 70s. If we were playing a game where the winning margin might, or the winning number might be in the 50s, you could maybe get away with one player doing a job with 29 points. But if it's going to at least end up in the 70s here, you're going to have a number of people contributing.
There's Ramey Casero going all the way and just lacking that little bit of finish. 68-66, less than 3 minutes to go. Championship final, 12th annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament, the home of the Tech Bach Hornets.
Jamie Ude, that last opportunity for Kelvin going to the hoop, but that's what a big man or another big man also does very well. Ramey Casero going to the hoop for Kelvin. Jamie Ude was there. Just his presence was enough to prevent Ramey Casero from scoring those 2 points. 2.5
minutes to go. I'm sure both coaches have told their players to be very patient. Make sure you get a good shot away. Kelvin forced to come out in the man-to-man now. Steve Berg. White backroom relieving pressure.
Oh, we have a 2-point ball game, Brian. Kelvin's got to start playing an aggressive man-to-man. Right now, they've been relatively unaggressive.
Inside, Jamie Ude double teamed. Back outside, Kip Davidson. Just killed a minute off the clock now.
There's Jamie Ude. He gets the ball stripped by Big John Matheson. The possession arrows in favor of Tech Bach Hornets.
That's important, though. Important.
That's very important.
Stretch run.
Minute 52 left right now. That possession arrow will switch over. The next time there's a jump ball, it will be in favor of the Kelvin Clippers.
Right now, the foul situation, 3 for Kelvin, 2 for Tech Bach, so bonus will not play an effect in the end of this game. Minute 45 to go. Tech Bach content to work this clock down. Look at Kit's oversized. The man is tired.
Jamie Yude with a tough one, but there's Steve Berg with the board.
Fatal mistake by John Matheson. He had Bach out position. He went for the block.
Steve Berg has 9 boards so far in this ball game. 4 of them on the offensive end. He's done a super job.
Casero, Gosnowski.
$70-66, a minute and 18 left in this ball game, Brian. Tech Bach is just all over Kelvin. They are the Hornets.
No bonus right now. Foul situation, 3 each. Gonna boil down to who has the ice water. Oh no! Oh no!
Well, the ball goes inside the Gosnowski. Nice turnaround, but big Jamie Yude is there with a 2-hand block. Possession arrow favors Kelvin, though we have a timeout.
I can't believe that last block by Jamie Yude. From my position, I swore that was a body foul.
Well, I think the referees are wrapped up in the emotion as we talked about again, and it's a tough situation really because nobody's on your side out there when you have to officiate this contest. And I think they've set the style of the game, and they aren't going to change it right now. The style is indicative. We have 16 fouls this half, and that totally favors a Tech Bach style of team. And that's just the way it happened to be, and the next time it might be different. But they really can't change it now. It would be unfair to the players to change it now, be totally inconsistent. I think that the best thing about it is that this is what high school basketball is all about. We have it right down to the wire. We have a full house here screaming. We have 2 teams that are going to try everything they can to win this game. Tech Bach looking for their first victory in their own tournament. This is the 12th time that there has been a WIT champion, and the first opportunity, real honest opportunity, that Tech Bach has to win it.
You have to be impressed with Tech Bach, seeing as Jamie Yude only has 2 second-half points. 21 first-half points, 2 second-half points. Tech Bach's depth is really pulling them through right now.
Well, Dwight Baccaran, I think, has picked up the slack in the second half, and my impressions this year looking at them, and it's just from an observer standpoint, but I feel that Dwight Baccaran is their pivotal player. When he plays well, they win. When he doesn't play well, they have trouble.
Dwight Matheson, 2 points, 31 points right now, 70-68, 1 minute to go.
And we just saw the man for Kelvin, Bill, that you were talking about, Baccaran having to play well, being a pivotal player for Tech Bach. John Matheson's had a super ball game, just made 2 pressure points, and that's exactly what he's been doing throughout the whole ball game. And the money man, they went to him and he scored, bringing him back within 2 points here.
I believe the bonus is on the 7th foul. Kelvin has 2 fouls to give right now. I believe Matheson only has 3 fouls. I thought he had 4.
Well, we're seeing that full court, or that swarming defensive pressure now, and there's the foul that John Matheson gave. John Matheson fouling Steve Berg over there.
Oh, I don't know. I believe that was much too early to happen. Much too early for a player of John Matheson's stature. Get his 4th foul. 50 seconds to go, 70-68. Tech Bach trying to win the 12th annual WIT tournament.
Oh, Kelvin, we see, is reaching in. It'll be interesting to see if this is called an intentional foul or not.
No.
Nope, it's still on the side. 44 seconds left in this ball game. Kelvin's doing what they have to do. They have to create an opportunity in order for them to get that ball back.
Jamie Yude to inbound. Max Tomova going baseline.
Oh, now they're calling everything. The reach in by Kit Silverside. Their next one, they're going to be at a bonus.
70-68, 42 seconds to go. Well, Coach, who do you follow out there?
Well, they had to take the fouls fairly quickly. Kelvin was in a tough situation because I guess it's a time when not having many fouls is against you, and so they have to take those 3 quick ones to force Tech Bach into the bonus situation immediately. And I think that they've made a pretty good choice, though they really weren't making a choice. They had to grab that foul on the first player available.
Max Tomova, Casero with a board. 40 seconds to go. Kelvin down 2. Expect to see John Matheson with the ball.
Well, I'm sorry, Brian, I didn't hear you.
So expect to see John Matheson receiving that ball.
Well, as we had mentioned earlier, Max Tomova all over Kit Silverside throughout this whole ball game. Hand checking, and he's been getting away with it. The referees have allowed the tempo to be played that way. Been an excellent ball game, very aggressive, and as Bill and I have said a little bit earlier, it absolutely is in favor of Tech Block right now, playing that aggressive defense. Kelvin down by 2. I'm not too sure what's going to happen here now, though.
Well, we're in a situation here. It depends on the coach's philosophy, I guess. Coach Jaime Fox may be setting up a play and going for it, or he may be looking at a situation of taking that easy or the easiest basket regardless of what time is on the clock. Myself, what I'd be looking at here is we'd come out and play and run our regular offense and take the good shot whenever it appears. I feel that you're only going to hold for the last shot if you'd be even on the clock. Here you're down 2, you have to take the good opportunity when it appears, and if it appears at 24, you have to take it, and if it appears at 2, you'll have to take it then. But you got to work your offense for the whole 25 seconds. I think the key is that they have to take it to the basket, though, because Tech Block, I'm sure the coach is telling Coach DiCurzio, don't foul. And so Kelvin, if they stand on the perimeter, will be doing Tech Block a favor. They got to take it to the hole. 3 fouls to give for Tech Block, so they can actually foul a number of situations here, not on the shot, and consume a lot of time on the shot on the clock.
Well, that's exactly what my comment was going to be. It was that Tech Block has 3 fouls to give right now. They are down. They are up 2 on Kelvin, and Kelvin has not had a lot of success in this last bit of the game running their offense.
20 seconds to go. 70-68. Kelvin's got to get in their offense here. 12. Got to get a good shot here. Oh. No.
John Matheson may have just committed an errant pass. Unfortunately, the man's played an exceptional ball game. It's horrible to be remembered as the man that made the bad pass at the last second here. There's still 7 seconds left. Coach DiCurzio's Max Tomova is going to the foul line. He's calling the rest of the guys. Though they're moving back to it, they still have an opportunity. Max Tomova was the man at the foul line last time, was unable to score.
It's too early to celebrate.
Too early to celebrate.
Too early to celebrate. I'm sure Max is thinking about the one he missed last time.
That's right. And there, it's off again.
Oh, timeout.
That's it.
Ramey Casero. Oh, he's fouled.
No call. No call, and Tech Block. Tech Block wins the ball game, 70-68. Ramey Casero with the opportunity to score at the last minute there. Was hammered on the way up. There's no call. That's a ball game though, Brian. It happens in high school basketball.
No, I didn't turn my mic off. I was actually speechless. I thought Ramey Casero was fouled there. I really did, but I'm not a referee. I'm not a zebra. I can't call it. I can't believe that Tech Block Max Tomova would be as close to Ramey Casero in a shot as he was with no time to go.
Well, it appeared if they wanted to take that foul, it would have been on the drive rather than on the shot. They may have been trying to do it the possession before this that Kelvin had, but again, nothing was being called at the end, so that's just the way it ended up, and it was really the same for both teams. You have to be happy for Joe DiCurzio. This is the first opportunity that they have to taste the champagne, the victory spoils in the WIT, and it's nice to see the school that really initiated the tournament has worked so hard for 12 years that they have an opportunity now to say that they've won it. And really, there's only been a handful of schools from Winnipeg that have been able to win the WIT. Most of the victors have been from outside of Winnipeg, from outside the province of Manitoba. It's got a long, distinguished history. To add your name to the plaque as a winning school has got to mean a lot.
And there we saw Bill Parcells getting his token Gatorade. There he is. There's that yellow sweater, just got cleaned off. Quick recap, final score, Tech Block 70, Kelvin 68. High scores for Tech Block. Jamie Yude with 23, Kip Davidson 16, Dwight Baccaran 15, Steve Berg 12. For Kelvin, the game's high scorer, John Masson with 31, and number 5, Kit Silversides with 11. There's Coach DiCurzio. That's not really his hairstyle. Just going to stick around here for some of the trophy presentations.
That's right, Brian, it's time for the trophy presentation again, and as Bill had mentioned earlier, it's always great to see the hometown team come out with the victory, especially a team with the history of Tech Block, who's been essentially the host site for the WIT over the past 12 years. Once again, going back to the 18 format this year after 2 years of a 16-team format. And it's just great to see Joe DeCurzio, and I'm telling you, there's a winning coach. He's passed the 2 years in a row, his team's won the provincial championships. He's a proud guy out there. He's been involved with the coaching community for quite some time. He's been very successful at it, and he's a heck of a nice guy too.
Well, I think he's actually won 4 championships in a row, because he won 2 consecutive freshman championships, and then he's moved into the varsity and won 2 consecutive there. It makes the coaching fraternity, the rest of us, look pretty humble, really.
Well,
because I don't think anybody ever in Manitoba history, maybe in Canadian history, has won 4 consecutive provincial championships.
You know, it's interesting too, because he's still quite a young man, and you know, his coaching career could be vastly in front of him still. Just had the opportunity to Assistant Superintendent Mr. Dick Muchmore to come over and say hello to Bill and myself. Bill was a teacher there at St. John's when Dick was the principal, and I was a student. Had the opportunity with Mr. Muchmore to travel with us to the Luther Invitational Tournament in Regina, where I have to add, we did win.
We have Mr. Muchmore making the presentations, assisted by Mr. Gary Grubert, the principal of Tech Bach High School. The first presentation was made to the EP Scarlet team from Calgary, winners of the consolation final. Presentation being made now is to the 3rd place winner, the team from Brandon, Vincent Massey Vikings.
Saw the 2 captains there, Dave Niconi, Rob Dirksen. Mr. Gary Grubert in your screen right now. Presentation of the 2nd place trophy. Kit Silversides, captain of the Kelvin Clippers. It's going to be an awfully big roar here. Tech Bach receives their trophy.
Oh, there we hear the noise, Brian. That's the cheers for the hometown team. The Tech Bach Hornet taking the WIT championship the first time in 12 years. I know those boys out there are happy.
There it is.
Absolutely great gig.
That's what it's
Kelvin
all about
Clippers.
right there.
Kelvin Clippers right down to the end. Nobody gave up in this ballgame. As a matter of fact, Tech Bach had to come back from an 8-point deficit. Then Kelvin had to come back from an 8-point deficit. Super ball game. Once again, just another example of fine high school basketball brought to you by VPW Channel 11. You can't say enough about those guys out there. They're here when we need them. You give them a call, they're here. If you people out in the viewing audience have any phone calls, give me a call. My name's Tim Fergus at the Manitoba High School Athletics Association at 788-5420. We'd like to hear whatever comments you have.
I'd like to thank Coach Wedlake for dropping by too, giving us his words of wisdom as usual. I'm sure he'd like to see a few of these players in the red and white next year. Never on a coaching, scouting mission, are you, Coach? Yeah, he's not smiling. Yeah. There we have some members of the Tech Bach Hornets receiving their championship medals. Gary Grubert handing it out.
Gary Grubert, formerly of Sisler and R.B. Russell, and now the principal here at Tech Bach, also one of the founding members of this WIT. WIT has a lot of history behind it, Brian. It was a tournament that Winnipeg, the coaches of Winnipeg had hoped would bring some of the best all-round basketball here to Winnipeg. Originally it was a tournament that was open to teams from outside of Canada as well, having teams come down from the United States, going back to predominantly a Canadian tournament with the idea of it being 4 teams from outside of Manitoba and 4 teams within Manitoba. And I think this is the first time in possibly a long time that there were 4 Manitoban teams in the semifinals.
Here's the All-Star Awards. Giving out the All-Star Awards. I believe from Calgary, Kurt Chipman. Daniel McIntyre, Nick Almonte, who we saw in the first half of our doubleheader game. Kurt Chipman, 5'6" guard for Calgary. All-Star, Dave Niconi, Brandon Vincent Massey. Arguably the best high school basketball player in Manitoba right now. John Matheson, All-Star team, James high score, 31.
Had a big tournament and a big tournament final. Oh, Jamie Yu, the 5th All-Star. That leaves one spot open for the MVP. will be very interesting. My money's on Backward.
I would have bet you, Tim, for the MVP.
Most valuable player in the 12th annual WIT from Tech Box, number 53,
Number 53, Steve Berg. The man did not start. How do you like that? The sixth-man philosophy is alive and living. I was always a sixth-man, well, seventh, eighth.
You always like those guys a little bit better, right? Well, it's a real tribute to the coaching of Coach DiCurzio and the depth that they have. They can bring people off the bench, and they're prepared to play hard. You know, and it was a factor in the game because he was able to get many offensive rebounds. He was also a very strong player defensively on the inside.
Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to wrap things up. I'd like to thank Coach Wedlake. I'd like to thank Tim Fergus. I'd like to thank the WIT organizing committee, especially VPW, for bringing this into your living room. Remember to stay tuned. The next game, Glenlawn at Fort Richmond. Remember, any comments, get a hold of Jim McGregor, VPW, or Morris Glimcher, Tim Fergus. Thanks a lot for tuning us in. Keep smiling.
This is Community Access Television, VPW Channel 11.